Welcome in to DHC Game Day. I'm Cole Martin. Joined alongside me is Griff Brimhall. Griff, it is a beautiful Friday evening. The sun is shining, and the Vikes are 5-2.
Yeah, it's beautiful now. I think it's going to be a little freezing later.
Yeah, that's
but,
what
I came prepared for that.
Man, I tell you what, I got home from the ECU game last night. It was 45 degrees. I was freezing my tail off.
I didn't stay for too long. I was there for a little bit. I was wristbanding the student section. That was definitely an experience.
I'm sure it was. Was that your first time doing that?
Oh yeah, and
I've never done it before.
Wyatt and I were stationed where the frat lot comes in.
Oh,
so, I mean,
good Lord.
It was just an experience.
I'm sure that was
a bad
crazy.
one though. Just definitely an experience.
Interesting. So yeah, we got Game Day versus New Bern today. Should be a very interesting matchup. You want to go ahead and get us started here, Griff?
Yeah, as always, just thank you to Mr. World, Coach Mack, and the rest of the athletic department. They really make it easier for us to be out here and have allowed for Game Day to grow and blossom. So a huge thank you to them.
Absolutely.
But jumping right into it, just to say the athletics at DH Conley, we need to talk about the volleyball team.
We do need to talk about the volleyball
I went ahead and I spitballed their record. I knew they were 18-1 last time we checked. They did have one loss to Green Level, and so I put down 18-2. Green Level, of course, is in the 8A, and they are the first seed in 8A. So,
yeah.
I mean, it would have been hard to pull a loss out there. They also swept Cardinal Gibbons. And so
yes.
I think we all kind of knew that that could have been a loss. But regardless, volleyball is now 18-2 and the #1 seed in the East for the 7A playoffs. And that puts them above Cardinal Gibbons.
Very interesting because Conley lost to Cardinal Gibbons earlier this year, 3-1 in sets. And of course, that's how they got eliminated last year from the playoffs, was losing to Cardinal Gibbons. So I'm very curious to see how the playoffs are going to play out this year for, now the new revised playoff system and classification system with them being in 7A now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely think it is interesting, but if you go and look at Cardinal Gibbons' record, they have suffered quite a few more losses. Now, whether that be, just simple losses, simple errors, or because they're located in Raleigh.
You also have to take that into account. You have the Wilmington schools, but also the Raleigh schools. I mean, I know for soccer, they are very tough schools to play from those areas. So I don't know if it's the same for volleyball or not, but I'm sure there's plenty of talent up there.
Of course. Well, Cardinal Gibbons, they did beat Conley earlier, but it was 3-1, so Conley did hang a set up on them.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll be very interested to see how that goes, but we should have a lot of home playoff games, so maybe look out for some coverage of those.
Very interested in that. I'm excited for that for sure.
Absolutely.
I want to give a quick shout out to the soccer team real quick. We didn't have the best start to the week, but we had a huge upset win last night against New Bern, 1-0, and man, that was such a confidence boost. We have 3 games left, so if you're looking for something to do, pull up. We have one more home game, senior night, on the 28th. Should be a lot of fun, but I had to throw that out there.
Of course, and look out for some posts for that on the Conley Crazies page.
Yes.
I also have to give a shout out to cross country. 2 days ago on Wednesday, we had our conference championship. We placed 3rd in the conference for guys and 2nd in the conference for girls. Now, the way cross country scoring works is a little different because everyone is competing in the same race. Your top 7 run. Of those, your top 5 are scored, and out of that, it's lowest score wins. So if you were to get first place, you would have a score of 1, second place score of 2, so on and so forth. Right. So Conley finished, I think we had a score of 75 points for the guys, and that was combined through our top 5. But Nakevian Atkinson, he was 3rd in the race, ran a 16:15 5K time.
Wow.
And that's
impressive.
That puts him at the 11th fastest time ever run at Conley history, and the 5th fastest runner to ever come to Conley. So yeah, huge shout out to him. And then Samantha Andrew on the girls' side broke the school record by a good 20 seconds, running a 19:34, which is super impressive.
That is very impressive.
I want to say
I can't do that. There's no way I
she
can
took
do that.
3rd in the race as well. So yeah, super impressive. Overall, great run by everyone. I think everyone PR'd. I myself ran an 18:39, so I was pretty pleased with that. But yeah,
no way I could do that. But man, we got some athletes at Conley. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely.
Very impressive. Let's go ahead and recap last week's game. So the Vikings went to South Central and caught the dub there, 39-14. 5-2 overall, 2-0 in conference play. I think they're kind of exceeding my expectations. What do you think, Griff?
I think they definitely are going for it. I feel like I've known for all 4 years that we would be good come our senior year. But once again, I think it is a little better than even I was expecting. That first win at Laney, I'd like to think kind of set a precedent for the rest of the season. And since then, Conley has been going out and living up. And of course, the win against Northeastern, that kind of helped them with some momentum. Of course, there was that one loss to Farmville, which, for being honest, that shouldn't have happened.
I hate to play the what-if game, but, like, what if they won that game? I mean, they would be sitting at 6-1 right now an even greater RPI. I'm being told right now that they're like a top 10 seed, and that would qualify them for a home playoff game.
Yeah.
So they're on the right track right now.
I mean, I'm willing to play the what if game for a moment. I think had Conley won that game versus Farmville, they would have a home playoff game. I would feel really confident saying that. And I
mean, the rest of the schedule, there's no guarantee what's going to happen, but it boosts your confidence and makes you think that maybe we really do have a really good shot at this.
Yeah, I think this game against New Bern is telling, and however it plays out, I'm really hoping for a Conley win. I definitely think it is in the books. It's definitely a good potential win, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out.
It'll definitely be a big confidence booster because, in my opinion, this is the toughest 3-game stretch of the schedule here coming up, with tonight versus New Bern, next week at Jacksonville, who's 6-0 right now.
Yeah.
And they're playing South Central tonight. And then, of course, on the 31st, on Halloween, we have the Rose game. And Rose struggled a little bit to start the season. Their record doesn't really show and tell how they are as a team, but they got some ballers on that team, Griff, and they're a team to look out for.
Yeah, that they do. Well, speaking of the Jacksonville-South Central game, if we're going back to when Conley played at South Central last game, they opened up scoring with an Elijah Taft touchdown, which you'll hear his name quite a few times.
Oh my goodness.
As we recap the game. And it was really a slow first quarter. But in the second quarter, Dallas Carmen had an interception, and Nick Sawyer had a big man interception and a touchdown.
That was amazing. Just to see him catch that ball and hustle all the way to the end zone, straight hustle play there. I love to see, they're calling it a thick six. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some slang for that.
Can we call it that?
I have heard the thick six before.
But yeah, that was a really cool moment. So it was 17-7 going into the half. And then just, once again, an explosion of offense there in the second half, which is kind of what we've seen throughout the season so far from Conley. And Elijah Taft put up 3 touchdowns in the second half, man. And
yeah,
he had a great game. 4 touchdowns overall last week, helping the Vikings get to that win over South Central. 5-2 overall, like we said, 2-0 in conference play. Would be a huge third win in conference play tonight if they won over the Bears of New Bern. I want to talk about the New Bern game just for a quick moment from last year.
Absolutely. I don't even remember which game that was. Oh, I do. We went to that one.
We did go to that game. Griff and I went to that game last year. And it was very close to the first 3 quarters. But there was some sketchy stuff that happened there.
The New Bern coach, I mean, my goodness, every time a play was called, whether it was in his favor or not in his favor, he would wind up on the field. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. I felt like I would blink in the next moment. He's in center field yelling up a storm.
Yes, yes. And I was like, this is not, flag football, not Pop Warner football. Get off the field, coach. What are you doing?
I mean, even when I go and ref soccer games out at Bradford Creek, I have it written in my rules that the coaches can't be on the field, and I have permission to kick them off. So
exactly.
I need
to start doing that. Kick the coach off the field for high school football.
I'll be really curious to see if he kind of tries to storm the field today. But yeah, that was definitely a really interesting game and a really close one, and closer than I think anyone thought it would be last year.
And I'm not one to knock on the refs, but the fourth quarter refereeing was not the best in my opinion. There were some plays that swung in favor of the Bears that turned the possession over to them when Conley had the ball, and Conley wasn't able to really score in the fourth quarter last year. And they fell a little short. The score was a little bit further of a gap than you would think, but it was definitely a little bit closer of a game than I'd say the score showed.
Of course. Well, there's only so much we can look at last year, so let's go ahead and look at this year. And we've got some New Bern stats pulled for you, and then, of course, your DH Conley stats. So New Bern right now is 4-3 on the season, and they have those 3 losses have been 3 straight. They were 4-0
quality losses at that, because these 3 teams, Cleveland, Howe, and Jacksonville, those are all really, really tough teams to play. I mean, Jacksonville's 6-0, and they honestly got whooped by Jacksonville. I think it was 46-23 was the final score there. And Howe is a Charlotte area team. Can you believe that? New Bern traveling to Charlotte for a game?
Are you signing off on Howe? Is that how you're going with it?
I'm calling it Howe.
I'm looking at it H-O-U-G-H. I'm thinking that's Hoff.
Hoff.
I don't know. We can get some consulting on it later.
Can we get a check on that? Can someone check that for us?
I was signing off on Hoff. I was kind of waiting on you to stamp that.
I'm good either way.
I don't think I can stamp on Howe. I don't think I can sign that off. I mean, Howe, I'm expecting like H-O-W. But if we're going with Howe, I guess I can call it that for a little bit. And then Cleveland, do you know anything about that?
Yes, so they have won, correct me, well, you probably don't know this, but Cleveland won a state championship within the last decade, if I'm correct.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they did. I think they're 2 or 3A though. They're a very talented team year in, year out from what I've seen. Of course, Charlotte schools, you're going to have loads of talent because you have such a great pool to like grab from with athletes.
Yeah.
And then Jacksonville, they're always really good. Them and New Bern pretty much run the conference year in and year out. And of course, they had that stellar running back that came out of Jacksonville, who's playing for the Tar Heels of North Carolina right now, Damon June. He's gotten some touches in the games. And that's really mainly because UNC hasn't had a great year, and might as well go ahead and throw in the backups, get them some experience while the team's not playing great. But so Jacksonville's typically has a really good team. They've beat New Hanover. That's a Wilmington school. They're typically decent. Havelock, who is always good, they're having a bit of a down year this year. West Craven, who typically has a good team, and White Oak, who we saw last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. They had a good team when they came in here, and we beat them. So quality losses, quality wins. Interesting to see how that plays out tonight. Impact players. I was talking to Samari Cabell, the quarterback for the Vikes, this week about the Bears quarterback, Terrence McCormick, and he says that he is just an all-around athlete. Just looking at these stats, Griff, Terrence is an athlete, and it seems like he has played both offense and defense because he has gotten an interception on defense as well.
Really?
And he's got 1,400 passing yards, 13-10 is the touchdown to interception ratio. He's got 405 rush yards, so he can also go on his feet a little bit. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns as well.
Yeah. Something that I think was really interesting before we move into this next impact player, of course, our conference championship is at New Bern, and they actually start us on the football team, or on the football field. And the football team is always out on the football field till the last possible moment.
Right.
And so, I had to hit in a little like, hey, are y'all thinking you're going to beat Conley? They told me they would whoop us. I don't know if that will really come to fruition.
Tonight.
But that's what they told us. They were very confident. But yeah, of course, and our next impact player is Zion Wright, who's a senior. He's a middle linebacker with 32 total tackles, 3 of those being tackles for loss and 1 sack on the season.
And honestly, these sacks don't really show how great of a player he is because Zion has only played 4 games to my knowledge so far this season, which they've played, 7 games? So he's missed 3 games. I'm pretty sure maybe due to injury. So I'm not sure if he's going to be here tonight, if he's going to be playing. But if he is, be on the lookout for him because that was a name that popped up last year when Conley played New Bern and when he was a junior. And he was extremely impressive. I remember him getting into the backfield very often. He is big. He's got that Bryce Roach kind of build. And he will get into the backfield in a hurry. And he will cause terror to the quarterbacks.
Yeah, and then some other stats that we put down here. Keyshawn Taylor, I think that's how you say his name. He's a senior wide receiver with 25 receptions for 607 yards, 6 touchdowns on the season.
That was not necessary, Griff.
I think it was pretty necessary. I mean, 607, you don't see a stat line like that often.
You're correct, but 6 touchdowns, that leads the team. So he's got 6 touchdowns through 7 games.
6 touchdowns
I wasn't
through
trying
7
to do
games.
that.
I mean,
Okay. So he's their main wide receiver. Another guy to look out for is their running back. I've also been told that he is very athletic, very shifty. Carvin Magwood. Very interesting name there. That's a very unique name.
I think it's an awesome name.
I like that name. He's got 596 yards rushing, 9 rush touchdowns. He's got 2 different games where he's rushed for 100+ yards. He also is a bit of a receiving back. He's got 10 catches for 136 yards, and he also has 2 receiving touchdowns.
Wow.
So he's a do-it-all kind of guy in the backfield.
Yeah, and it sounds like he's getting a lot of touches on the football. I'll be curious to see how much they play him tonight.
Yes. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Conley. So we've already mentioned it multiple times. They're 5-2 overall so far this year, 2-0 in conference play, looking to get a 3rd conference win tonight against New Bern. And I think, is that New Bern showing up just now, or is that?
No, that's our Conley Vikings.
I couldn't tell. The sun's
kind
of blinding me right now.
The sun is really bright. I think it's going to go down.
I need a shade over here. This happens every broadcast.
Yeah, I think it'll go down the trees in a moment.
Yeah. So our impact players, it's been the same these past couple of broadcasts because, I mean, they've literally been our impact players. They have been lighting it up on the field. Our first one is Elijah Taft. He's a senior. He's a running back. What else can we say, man? He put up 4 touchdowns last week.
Yeah.
He's got 8 touchdowns so far this year. through the 7 games, 695 rush yards. And you know, do you follow that Instagram page, County Sports USA? They do.
I see their posts every now and again. I don't think I follow it, but I do see their posts.
Elijah's not even top 100, and they do like the top 100 players every week on who has the most rushing yards, rush touchdowns.
Really?
And Elijah Taft's not even up there. So he doesn't have a whole lot of yards, but man, let me tell you, he causes a big impact on this game. And another running back that causes a big impact that was actually suspended last week and did not play was Elijah Booth. Is he playing this week? We are not sure. But
Why is he suspended?
I'm not totally sure about that actually. Someone knows. I think. Do y'all know why he was suspended?
Ah, well.
It doesn't
tomato,
matter.
tomato. Not our biggest
But
word.
they split the carries a lot through those first 5 games, and then last week Elijah had all of the carries pretty much. Deuce King had a couple of carries. Deuce Vaughn.
Thinking about the Cowboys?
Yes. Sorry, I got mixed up with my NFL stuff. Deuce King had a couple of carries last week, and he looked good. As he is pretty much an all varsity guy now. He started off the year. I think he was an 8 quarters guy, and now he's all on varsity. So he's a really good backup running back to have in there whenever Elijah Taft is maybe out of breath, maybe wanting to sub in. But our other impact player, of course, Landon Basilano.
Absolutely.
He's been the impact player from the start of the year. He's a senior. He's a linebacker. He's got 65 total tackles on the year so far. He leads the team in that stat category. He's had a little bit of a slowdown year, I'm not going to lie.
Has he?
Last year, he had a lot more tackles up to this point. He's averaging 9.3 tackles a game on average, which is pretty good in my opinion.
Of course.
4 of those tackles were for a loss. He's got 2.5 sacks, and he has dropped back into coverage a little bit with 2 passes defended, or pass breakups, if you will.
And those are some great stats. And then, of course, some of our other stats that we have noted down. Samari Cabell, who's our quarterback senior, he is 87 on 176 attempts for 893 yards. He's got a 4 out of 6 touchdown interception ratio, 244 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns.
Yes.
So kind of a mobile QB. It's looking like a shifty QB.
One thing that it has been apparent every single week so far, we're just a run team. We try to get the pass game going, but the run game is dominant. Of course, last week we saw Elijah Taft with the 4 touchdowns, but typically when we drop back and look to throw the ball, there's typically nothing really open, and Samari will scramble. And Samari has done a really good job scrambling this year. He's given me some scares because he wants to run through the tacklers and not want to go down on a slide. Because did you see his knee a couple of weeks ago?
I did not know.
He got hit in a game, and his knee swelled up to like this big, just like fluid in his knee.
That's just nasty.
And man, it wasn't good to look at. But by a miracle, it went down. All the fluid kind of drained out on its own, for the most part. And there is still a little bit in there. But I hope he slides a little bit more because I'm scared for him sometimes.
I don't know. I do like seeing him run through.
He has
through
trucked
some people,
a couple guys
every now and then he'll kind of lay one out.
He trucked a guy last week.
Yeah, it makes it really easy to cheer for him when you're up in the stands and he just lays someone out.
Yes.
But of course, our other another player that we've listed down is Dallas Carmen, who's a senior safety, who's got 50 total tackles. He's averaging 7.1 tackles a game, 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 blocked field goals. I didn't realize he had 2 blocked field goals at this point.
Yeah, I didn't realize it either. So he must have had one against Garner, and I don't know when the other one was. I can't think of when it was now.
Could have been South, but I don't quite remember anything happening.
He is just flying around in coverage. I mean, he's shorter than Isaac Congleton, and he's still making some incredible plays, getting up for the ball. He's got some hops.
Just for reference, Isaac Congleton, I mean, he's a good, I don't want to estimate his height, but I would say like a good 5'6", 5'7", 5'6",
5'8",
5'8",
5'8".
We'll give him 5'8".
We'll give him 5'8".
I'll sign off on 5'8".
Dallas is probably around his height, I'd
Absolutely.
say.
Now, Cole, do you have a time check? Because I think we should have
what?
some.
Dallas is 5'3". Interesting. That's an interesting thing to consider, considering going up against like 6-foot-tall receivers. I mean, man, he's made some really impressive plays, and he was our impact player a couple weeks ago against White Oak. He had a big-time fumble recovery, and he was flying around the field in that game as well. So we got a bit of a dead period here until the Hall of Fame inductees get up here. And that's something that we haven't mentioned yet. We have Hall of Fame night tonight, as every year the DHC Hall of Fame inducts several inductees into the Hall. These can be anyone in athletics that was notable somewhat over the years. They have to be 10 years graduated. There's some other requirements to make you eligible. I don't know all of them, but we got some pretty incredible athletes coming on the show tonight. We're going to interview all of them. I think there's 4 of them. And we'll give you that list real quick. We got Dr. Caitlin Spencer, whose husband actually works here. It's Coach Spencer. He's the baseball coach here, and he also teaches English.
Yeah, he was my English teacher my freshman year.
And Dr. Caitlin Spencer also is a dentist now, and I think she owns a dental practice. Yes, Beacon Dental in Winterville. The next one, Danny Osborne, who is unfortunately deceased, but his brother and his wife is going to be here on the show representing him tonight. We have Walter Claybrook. He's actually class of 1966, which that is very impressive.
That's a long time ago.
And he wasn't a graduate of Conley because Conley graduated or opened in '71.
Of course.
But he was a graduate of Aiden Grifton. But he served as a basketball coach for Conley. He was actually the first basketball coach for the women's program. So that'll be a very interesting conversation to have with him. And then we have Rick Mobley. He was class of 1976, 4-year varsity starter and a captain. So those are all of our inductees tonight. Of course, later coming up, we have Rob Maloney on the show. Man, he is an absolute legend here at Conley. He started working here back in the 90s as just a teacher, became a basketball coach, and was eventually the athletic director for 20-some years before Coach Mack took it over. So that will be a fun conversation to have with him. Then, of course, we will wrap the show up with our picks.
Absolutely. Do you know when Rob Maloney will be coming up?
He will be here at about 6:20, so we'll have him on the show about 6:30, whenever we're done with the inductees. And I see the inductees walking up right now.
I'm assuming those might be your inductees walking in, so we'll try to go snag them if we can.
I think Coach Max might be walking them up here at the moment. But hey, since we just got a couple more minutes, we have New Bern tonight, Jacksonville next week, and Rose. How do you think, I don't want to make our picks yet from New Bern tonight, but how do you think Jacksonville and Rose will go in the coming weeks?
I think we'll take care of Rose. I have a lot of confidence in that, especially given that it's a home game and we went and beat Rose on the road last year. I have a lot of confidence in
that was an incredible game.
Jacksonville,
I can't say it enough.
Jacksonville, I think we will drop 1-2.
Yeah,
I just think looking at their record, looking at them being 6-0.
Do you think they're going to go undefeated?
I don't know their schedule off the top of my head, but I don't think it's ridiculous.
So they have South tonight,
and I think they'll take care of South.
And I agree. Then they have us next week, and then it should be White Oak because they've already played New Bern, so they should have White Oak as their last game.
Then I'll be honest, I think they do go undefeated.
I think that they can win out.
I think, to be honest, their best chance or the best team to give them a run for their money would be, of course, our DH Conley Vikings.
Yes, I agree. I think there's a bit of a fight to the Vikes this year. Of course, they're 5-2. That was better than this point last year, as the team ended up finishing 5-5, and then they had the playoff loss. So they finished 5-6 last year. But so far, so good for the Vikes. And yeah, Jacksonville's 6-0, so they actually have 4 games left. So they'll have 3 games left after this week. So they must have had an early bye week. So with that being
Coach
said,
Mack over there.
We are going to have our inductees come up.
I'm not sure if they're going to come over here of their own accord. We might have to go give Coach Mack.
Coach Mack's right here with the officers, with the SROs.
We might have to go flag her down and bring some people over to us. Looks like my wonderful mom is going over. I'm going to take this time in our dead period to give my mom a shout out.
Yes, go ahead.
For just being a wonderful lady.
Hey, let's
doing
go
so much work for me.
Yes.
I mean, I honestly don't see a world in which I couldn't give my mom a shout out. And the best thing is my mom's not even over here to hear it. I don't think she's going to watch the live stream. So,
Let's go ahead and give Isaac Congleton and Olivia Jones a shout out real fast too.
Oh yeah, if anything's been messed up on the live stream tonight, of course, that's Isaac and Olivia.
They are filling in.
But I'm going to go ahead and assume that everything was perfect, and in which case I'm going to give them.
Yeah, I'm seeing the graphics. They look fine. All right. You can choose a seat. We have 4 chairs out tonight.
So I'll sit right here.
Okay. I mean, that's just being a gentleman, Cole.
That's right. Are we live right now?
We are live right now.
All right, awesome.
So everybody, this is Dr. Caitlin Spencer.
I'm a dentist, not a real doctor. You can just call me
Okay.
Dentist
We can call her.
Caitlin Spencer, and she's in the class of 2010 and played volleyball and softball. Cole, would you like to give us her resume real quick?
Yeah, so she was DHC Female Athlete of the Year and the Bo Thompson Award winner in the 2009-2010 season. You earned 4 varsity letters, 2-time All-Conference, that's impressive, 2-time MVP, 4 Eastern Finals, 2007 state champ, and 2008 runner-up. You played at UNC. Can you talk about your time at UNC?
I know we're in. Do I need to hold the mic?
I can just hold it.
You can. Okay, got it. I know we're in Pirate Country, but I had a great experience in Chapel Hill. I grew up loving the Tar Heels, so it was kind of a dream come true for me to wear Carolina blue, and had a great experience. Really loved
Interesting.
it.
And that was with softball, right?
No, volleyball.
Or that was with volleyball. So how
yeah.
was that process going with how's that the recruiting process go with that?
Yeah, so travel volleyball is really big, kind of far as recruiting goes.
Right.
Just like in the baseball world, travel baseball I feel like is the thing. Same applies for volleyball. So yeah, I reached out to the coach because Carolina was my dream school, and yeah, luckily he gave me a spot, and I had a great 4 years there.
Did you have any other schools looking at you during that recruiting process?
Yes, I actually committed to ECU at one point, but the coach left, so that kind of changed things a little bit. Talked to Clemson, really liked Clemson a lot too. But ultimately, when Carolina gave me a spot, that's where I wanted to be. So.
And I think we have to talk about your time at UNC real quick. You were a 2-time captain, a 4-time ACC honor roll, an academic all-district. You went to 4 NCAA tournaments, and you had a top 10 ranking in 2013.
Yeah.
So you guys had an incredible run, and you, of course, had an incredible run both academically and with volleyball. And then we wrote down here, Cole, what does DDS stand for? You're the one who wrote these up.
Where are we at? I did not write this
That's
actually.
my dental school degree. Dental school
Yes,
degree.
yes,
I
you did.
apologize for missing that. But
No, that's okay.
You graduated from dental school from ECU in 2018, and you
Yes.
now own Beacon Dental.
In Winterville, yep, that's right.
We
So,
actually have one of your patients sitting behind the camera right now. Do you know this guy?
I do recognize this guy. yes. Congleton.
That's right.
Yes. See?
We told him that you were going to be up here, and he was like, "Oh my gosh."
Wait, I know her. That's funny.
That's my
That's
dentist.
awesome. Yeah.
That's hilarious. So what made you want to go into dental?
I was one of those weird kids that really liked going to the dentist, and I started shadowing and just really fell in love with the profession. Yeah, it's been great so far. Really enjoy it and have lots of great patients.
Okay.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap up our time because
Cool.
we have 4 interviews, but
Yeah.
thank you very much
Yes.
for
Thank
coming
y'all.
out and
This is
joining
awesome.
us.
Thank you for your
Great that
time.
y'all do this.
All right. Who we got next?
We'll just go right
Let's
in.
take a picture real quick.
Oh,
Who do
This is Coach Gilligan.
you want to come on next?
Cole, smile for Coach Gillikin real quick.
Okay.
And of course, Coach Gillikin just recently got her 600th win.
Yes, she's the beast. She's the best.
Yes. You go ahead.
I'm Rick.
Nice to meet you. I'm Cole.
Cole.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you. My name's Griff.
Rick.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you.
All right, next up we have Rick Mobley, class of 1976. Mr. Mobley, you are a 4-year varsity starter on the basketball team. You're a captain and you're the top scorer. Can you kind of talk about your time with basketball?
Well, just being humble, I was very, very fortunate to have a group of teammates and coaches that pull out the best in me. And again, we didn't have videos, we didn't have Xbox and all that. Only we had outside activities, which is shooting ball. That's all I did.
That's right.
So we were being that we were in the Bible Belt. The only thing I knew, my father carried the Bible and the belt, and
I like that. I like that.
that was the discipline we got. So outside, we never stayed inside.
I love
That's
it.
what we did.
Interesting. Okay.
Cole, would you like to give us his resume real quick?
Yeah, so you led Conley to their first state championship berth in 1976. Can you kind of talk about that run?
75.
Okay, we have some. Okay,
In
75.
yeah.
Okay.
You'll be interviewing probably the greatest coach I ever played for.
Okay.
But he pushed me. Shelly Marsh and Coach Walter Claybrook. You'll be interviewing Walter Claybrook in
That's
a few
right.
minutes. But that team was the greatest team to ever step to me in Eastern North Carolina, maybe North Carolina. I might be a little bit prejudiced based on the fact that it was us. But when you win 26 games and only lose 2, make it to the state championship for the first time, I have to be honest with you. That's a memory that never go away. I'm gonna carry.
Absolutely.
One thought I will carry to heaven with me would be that championship team. We were a great, great team, and it was a collective effort. So, yeah, that's the greatest team DH Collins has ever seen and probably ever will see.
That's really cool.
Absolutely.
That's the truth.
And then to talk about some of your accomplishments real quick, you set scoring records, 39 in back-to-back games with 28 in one quarter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which is just absolutely incredible. You were all-conference, all-district, and all-state MVP. And then you played at King's College and at Atlantic Christian. Can you talk about your time there real quick?
Yeah, King's College, a very good team. It was a business school, got my degree. Played at now what's called Bern. Atlantic Christian had a very good team. But they were decent. But the thing about that in that era, didn't have the support that that we really needed. But here at DH Conley, in fact, we were so good here at DH Conley that the varsity had to play as against our rivals at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really?
Because it would be packed, you couldn't get in.
Right.
And Aiden Griffin had a motto: "You might win the game, but we're going to win the fight." So I don't think this generation know anything about windows being bust out on buses.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, y'all very nice. but in the day it was real, man. It was real.
Absolutely.
So it says here that you actually came back and coached Conley, and you went to the state title in '87 and 1990.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely. In '87, that team was coached by Walter Claybrook. He's another inductee. Probably one of the greatest tacticians as a coach I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
'87, he asked me to come help him. I just came and just get in the way. And we went to the state championship with a squad that, honestly, they need to call it, shouldn't have made it. But
It looks fine on mine.
shouldn't have made it, but because of his leadership, won it in '87. When you interview him, he's real modest.
Okay.
You had to push it out of him. I'm just
All
telling
right,
you
I
the
might
truth.
have to.
Yeah. In
So-
1990, again, with Cobby Deans, he's another inductee. He passed away, but a great coach. He was a great coach too. So yeah, I was fortunate to be on both those championship teams.
Very cool. So it says you later worked in sales, music, and ministry. What are you up to nowadays?
That's what I did. I've been in selling vehicles for 42 years.
Wow.
I cut my first CD. I'm an international recording artist. I do
Okay.
write songs, love songs.
Okay.
I'm so modest, man. I hate to tell my accomplishments, but my wife and I, we have a organization / ministry called Kingdom Marriages. We deal with marriages, couples, we counsel, and we have events. We just had one this past weekend.
Very cool. That's
Yeah,
very
That
cool.
sounds amazing.
So, yeah, man.
Well, yeah, you've had a very storied life, and we'd like to thank you for coming out and joining
Yes.
us today.
Absolutely. Honored,
Very
man.
deserved
Thank you.
for
Real-
the
Have a
induction.
great day.
Thank you very much.
My good pleasure. Thank you.
Wait. Let's get a picture.
One
picture
picture
time.
real quick, and then we'll let you go.
Hey, you do me a favor? Can I get a picture with Brooke? Come sit down here with me, Brooke. See, the problem with him, I love him with all my heart. And that's so, I can't help it.
All ready? Perfect.
One more. Thank you so much.
course, and
Well,
make
let's
sure
go
that
ahead and
this
leave you up here while we got you. I'll use my mic.
Stay here, all right?
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
good
just do that. Yes, sir. All right, now we have Walter Claybrook, class of 1966, and you went to Aiden Griffin, not Conley.
No, I didn't go to Aiden Griffin.
But you coached here.
We got to get this straight.
Get it
Griffin
straight.
had nothing to
Get it
do with it.
Aiden Griffin had nothing
I
to do
went
with
to
it.
Aiden High School.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I think I had listed here that you were at Aiden Griffin, so that might be
No,
wrong.
that'd be fighting words back in 1960s.
So you were a very storied coach, as Rick just said. Griff, you want to kind of list the stats there for Walter?
Yeah, here we have, just from your athletic, basketball and baseball standout, co-MVP on state title team and all-state first baseman, which sounds absolutely wonderful. And then degrees from ECU. You were the first girls basketball coach here at Conley, which is absolutely incredible. Can you talk about your time for a moment?
What, first girls basketball
As the
coach?
first girls basketball
It was
coach?
all an accident. Make a long story short, everybody that came together in integration and consolidation had, the little schools had one coach. And one coach, when it came to Conley, one got basketball, one got baseball, one got track, that kind of thing. And the girls basketball coach, there wasn't one, and they hired a lady that just graduated from East Carolina, and she was going to be the girls' PE teacher. And the first girls basketball coach, And about a week before basketball season started, she went in and told the principal, Mr. Caraway at the time, she had told a little lie. She didn't know anything about basketball.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, I became the first girls basketball coach. And I did it 1 year, and then I got back into boys basketball, which worked a little better for me.
Yeah,
of course, I mean,
absolutely.
it worked really well. We have it written down here that you coached for 35 years and led the 1986 to 87 team to a state title.
No, I didn't coach 35 years. I actually coached from 1970 to somewhere around 1989, 90, and then I became an assistant principal here until 2005.
I think
That's
we have
the
your teaching
35
career down
years
here.
right there.
Absolutely.
And it also says that you were athletic director during that time.
I was athletic director for a period of time until the principal asked me to become an assistant principal. So I was athletic director maybe 5 or 6 years, and then starting around 90, I was an assistant principal.
Okay, very neat, very neat.
Well, of course, given that you have such an incredible life and resume, we were wondering if you could share one piece of advice with our viewers, what would that be?
If you're going to do it, take it serious, but leave it here when you go home. My guys used to get mad because during the game, if they were doing something, I'd sit over there and smile at them instead of fussing and cussing at them. And I got better results doing that. If you look at the picture in the lobby in there, I'm sitting there looking to the side, smiling at somebody. But you live a lot longer.
That's right.
There you go.
I love to smile. Griff loves to smile, I think.
I do love a good smile.
So always smile. That's a good piece of advice. All right. Do you have any other questions?
I don't. Thank you so much for
Yes.
joining us.
Thank you so much
Have
for
a
your
great
time.
rest of your day.
Thank
and
you.
congrats on your inductee. Oh, we need a
One more
picture real
picture.
quick. Sorry to release you early.
All right. Let's
Well,
keep it
real
rolling.
quick, before Mr. Maloney, I think we have another interviewee real quick right here.
Yes.
Are you Danny Osborne's son?
Or
Brother. Absolutely.
brother.
Well, we'd love if you could
Nice
come
to
join
meet you.
us
You
real
can
quick to talk
come
about
have a
your late
seat.
brother's accomplishment. So everybody, this is Danny Osborne's brother. Danny Osborne was in the class of 1991. He was a wrestling All-American, 2-time All-State, 3-time regional champ, and set the state record with 31 straight pins his senior year.
Yeah.
Sounds like an incredible guy, an incredible athlete.
And I take it that you also were an accomplished wrestler yourself.
I was. We were on the same team. So we were here the same year we went to A.G. Cox together. And then we went to Campbell University together. So we were together forever. We graduated the same year. He was bigger physically and bigger as a metaphor. Just I was always kind of there, but he was really extraordinary. And he always said one of the things that really motivated him is when I had a bad match, then he wanted to take it out on the next guy up.
Wow,
So if I had a bad match, he would just punish people.
Oh, goodness.
So I think I got to ask the question, since y'all are brothers and y'all both wrestled, was there a lot of wrestling activity going on at home after practice, besides practice?
Oh, I'm one of 6 kids. It was wrestling nonstop, whether you're on the team or not. Right, but with the size differential, he's the heavyweight and I'm a lightweight. Yeah, it wasn't much of a contest. But once I took up cross country, I could outrun him, so that helped.
Okay.
I'm a cross-country athlete myself, and I also have a brother 2 years older, and him and I wrestled a lot growing up, and it was close. It was always close. He always beat me right out at the end, but I always made sure he had a close match. But then, yeah, Danny Osborne was 7th at the USA Junior Olympic Nationals, and then at Campbell, he was a 4-year starter. He went 26-14 his freshman year. He was a freshman All-American. Then afterwards had a career with the Gastonia Police Department. And I was just wondering if you could just talk about your brother, not just as an athlete, but as a person for us real quick.
Well, Danny was the most giving, kindest person. I'll tell you this story. Our freshman year, we're playing football. We're on the football team here. And my jerseys, we got practice, we got to go play. And Danny had to go get that jersey back. And he knew he was going to get beat up. But he went to get that jersey back. Now, he didn't get beat up, and it was nice, but that's the kind of guy he was, that he was always sticking up for me and for anybody who needed it. And that's what led him to become a policeman. That he took that to the streets. He would always stand up for the person he was being bullied. Hated a bully.
That is really, really cool. I love that story.
And he
That's
sounds
really
like
awesome.
a wonderful guy, and I'm very thankful that you were able to come and join us today so you could talk about his legacy.
I
Yes.
appreciate you having me. Wish you were here.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for coming out.
Yes, thank you for your time and representing your brother.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Yes, good picture.
We'll grab a picture real quick.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and then coming up, last but not least, we have Rob Maloney. Cole, do you want to talk about Mr. Maloney's resume for us real quick?
Yes.
Because it is an impressive one.
Well, first off, I got to say that he was working here for Conley since the 90s till what year? 2022?
222, yeah.
Yeah.
22, yeah.
So you were a teacher at first.
I was.
And then you were a basketball coach for a very, very long time.
I was.
And then you were an athletic director during that the last couple years.
That's right.
Yes.
For quite a while, since I became AD in 2006.
Okay.
And remained until 2022.
And then, of course, after that, Coach Mack took over from you once you left. And where are you at now?
I am now for the Pitt County Culture, Arts, and Recreation Department.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, I got this whole log of your accomplishments from Coach Mack. It is like front and back one page and then onto another page. I mean, this is just
it's a lot of
the list just goes on and on. I mean, it talks about your teaching experience and your coaching experience. But you were a very accomplished coach at that. Read all these professional achievements.
Let's grab some highlights, though, Cole.
Let's see. As a teacher, you were the Teacher of the Year in 2002, Teacher of the Year finalist for Pitt County in 2002 as well. Let me go over some of these. Wells Fargo Cup champion for 9 consecutive years. What is the Wells Fargo Cup?
So the Wells Fargo Cup is, and basically I compare it to NASCAR with the Winston Points Cup. So you get points for every finish in every sport a high school has. So it's the overall competition for your entire athletic program. So the way football, golf finishes matters. It all matters the same. So athletic program, we were the top athletic program in our conference for 9 straight years.
Wow.
We were higher than Rose. We were higher than
You had to mention that.
Yeah, you had to got to throw that little punch.
I didn't know that. That's really
Cool.
cool.
So you still have that now, and that's a big thing because when I was athletic director, our big slogan was one team because selfishly, I wanted girls tennis to feel very much just as important as these guys behind us
Football team, right.
because they go to work every day, and I love football. I love girls tennis too. I mean, I want them all to win, and I was fortunate to be here with a great coaching staff during that time, and that was more representative of our coaching staff and more importantly